Hey everybody, it's Andrea with the library, and I'm here to bring you some more bullet journaling tips and tricks. This week we're going to talk about mood, gratitude, and habit trackers. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. So today we're going to work on 4 different layouts, or spreads. Here I go with layouts again. And I wanted to show you the examples that I have here, and just know that they're going to look a little different in the book because the paper I'm using as an example is quite a bit larger than in the book, but you'll get the idea. So we're going to make 2 mood trackers today and 2 habit trackers. And I'm not going to lie, these are going to look a little more artsy than they have before, but please don't get scared away. It's super easy, and if you think it's too artsy and you don't like it, you can just skip the artsy part. So let's just dive in here. The first one we're going to do, I'm going to move these out of the way real quick, is this yearly mood tracker. So these are really fun. I really like this one because to me it looks like Skittles, but these are good just to kind of keep track of your mood throughout the year, how you're feeling, things like that. This is just one that I made for an example, and I just kind of colored it in to show you how it worked. So this is our first mood tracker, and this is going to be for the entire year. So there's 31 days, 12 months, and enough spaces for all of the moods, and we just did the black down here for the days that are the months that don't have 31 days. The next one is another mood tracker, and this is a monthly one. If you're not really into doing the yearly one, you can go ahead and do a monthly one. Again, this one, I know it looks a little more artsy-fartsy than what I have been doing, but I promise you it's super easy. There's just a little bit of cursive here, and that pumpkin I showed you how to make last time. But this is a fun one for a month. Then we're going to work on 2 habit trackers. These are very popular in bullet journals for things like tracking breakfast, vitamins, water, journaling, reading, walking, cooking, and for me, crocheting, obviously. And then I really like the idea of having a gratitude tracker on the side, especially in the times we're in. It's really nice to keep track of what we're grateful for, just one thing a day. So this is going to be just a monthly habit tracker. And this one's super easy. Like, I just dolled it up with a little pumpkin up here. I thought it was super fun. And then the other habit tracker is, again, by month, and it's just a little different. So you're going to make your chart with your days of the month here, and then again what you're tracking, the month, and then I put a cool little quote down here. And again, I just wrote in cursive and then, you know, added a little pizzazz to it. So that's what we're going to work on today. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll move these out of the way, and there we go. Okay, and I know there's like this weird line going through, and I don't know what that's about, but we'll get through it. So here is our bullet journal, and let's go ahead and get to the page. And again, I kind of pre-marked everything because I will tell you that these take a little bit longer to complete than the other pages that we have. And these are, again, totally up to you guys if you want to use them, if you don't want to use them. I think they're fun. I am using the Crayola Super Tips again today, and then just the black pen that came in your kit, and then I penciled everything out. So this one is in lieu of this one. So again, I made this, it's just a 1-pager, but it's a little bit different because our book is a little bit smaller. So depending on the size of your bullet journal, you might have to alter it just a bit. But this one, I'm also going to use a ruler just because it's going to make drawing the lines a little bit faster. So the first thing I did is I started at the bottom with 31. There's 31 days in October. Started at the bottom, worked all the way up, and it actually took the entire page. So I'm glad that I started there. So that was the first thing I did. And I'm just going to darken in these lines. And again, this is the yearly one. So we're going to go January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and then number. And like I said, normally you would start from the bottom up to make sure you had enough room, but I pre-did it in pencil. so that way I knew I would have enough room here. I hope you guys are all enjoying your bullet journaling. It's maybe inspiring you to do put a little art in your life, maybe once a day. Write down what you're grateful for. Keep you on track, keep you organized. I'd love to see some pictures if anybody wants to share. And then what you're gonna do, and I'm actually probably going to maybe skip it, is you're just gonna put your ruler on your dots here to make connecting those lines. If you don't have a ruler, use the side of a piece of paper or just connect them without it. Like, as you can see, I'm not perfect, but it's getting the job done. So this mood tracker would be really good if you're starting your journal at the beginning of the year. So, you know, once Christmas passes us, which is just around the corner, and you're starting your new year journal, this would be a really cool layout to do. Again, I really like it because I love rainbows and rainbow colors. So this is a perfect excuse for me to do all that. So then you just go all the way down, connecting all the dots. Pretty simple. Just a little tedious. Not hard though, just a little tedious. And then when I am done with this, I would go back and I would erase all of my pencil marks, but I'm not going to do that today, just because this video is already probably going to be a little long and I don't want to bore you. But there you go. And then I might want to add a little bit of a drop shadow to get rid of these down here. So I'm going to use my thicker marker, which is I think I got this from Walmart. It's a Tombow brush pen. So what I'm going to do to make a shadow is I'm just going to do a little slanted line here in a black box. You could probably just use a Sharpie. If you don't have anything else, you could just use your same pen. This is just going to make it go a little bit faster, it's thicker. And then do the same thing here, a slanted line to make it look like it has a little bit of a drop shadow. And there's our box. Pretty simple. Okay, so now we have that. So now we're going to outline mood tracker. And I want the word mood a little bit thicker, so I'm just going to use my thicker brush again. But you could always just go over it a couple times if you needed to, if you don't have another black marker. Or if you invested in those Crayola Super Tips, this would be a good time to use them. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to make our key down here. So again, I like rainbows, so I chose enough so I could use all the rainbow colors, but that's totally up to you. So we're gonna write, oh, first we'll make the boxes. Oops. Okay. So we'll do 1, 2, and I'm just skipping. Notice how I'm not really caring about the yellow because I have a cute little, oh, where's my green? There it is. Cute little trick. To make it more adorable. Okay, so now we're going to choose, I'm going to choose my words happy, and then okay, meh, which that's about how I'm feeling most days, stressed, hopefully there's not a lot of these three colors, sad, and angry. Okay, and then what I'm going to do just to jazz it up is I'm just going to simply connect those dots with my black pen. And then I love putting these oh, I got purple on my hand. I love putting these little dashes. I just think they're so cute. Just makes it look a little artsy. There we go. So then if you really wanted to get fancy, I'm just gonna outline the letters here. With my Crayola Super Tips. And then just to make it like I did down here, just give it a little pizzazz. We'll add a couple squares just to jazz it up here. I can tell I didn't erase my pencil. It's bleeding into the marker. Put a blue over here, and a blue over here, and a purple, and a purple here. Okay, and then again, just connect those dots with our pen, not being too perfect about it, and adding some little dashes. And there we go. You have a mood tracker for the entire year, and then you're just one and done. So then we're gonna remember to number our page, and I'm gonna put 18 down here, and then 18, and I'm gonna say yearly mood tracker. Perfect. And then yeah, so then you just fill in the dots as the year goes by, and you can look back and see how your moods were on the certain days of the month. All right, so there's one down. Okay, we're doing good here. All right, so then the next one is going to be just a monthly one. So you're just focusing on the month versus the whole year. So same thing, I kind of already drew out the grid. So what I did is I wanted to make sure that my whole month was going to fit in here. So I did that first. Oops. Add some little dashes here. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over these here with black pen again. And I just made my squares four little boxes, like 1, 2, 3, 4. And that made my, and then, so 7 across, 5 down. And then I'll do Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then we'll write the key over here. And this time I'm going to do it a little different. I'm going to use my October colors. And same with the squares. But instead of writing words, I'm just going to draw faces. So yellow will be super happy, orange will be okay, green will be meh, and purple will be sad. Same thing, gonna draw my squares. Add some of my fun little dashes. Okay, and then we're just gonna write October on the top here. Fun, okay. And then mood tracker. Doesn't have to be fancy, but to just jazz it up, we're gonna write in cursive on top, and then give it a little color here. Go over days of the week. And then a line there. Okay, then if you want, you could go in and write the actual days of the month so you can keep yourself on track of what day is what. And this is cool because you can use this one for every month. You could use the same layout, and just how, you know, your colors or your little doodles would help make it look different for each month. And then I just did a little doodle up here, did a little doodle here, across. So it doesn't have to be, you know, fancy. Just make it your own and then color in the lines. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. And then on the bottom, I like my little doodle here. I was like, oh, I have all this room. What do I do with it? So just a few of my favorites. So then you could just use this as a doodle. You could use it as a list of things you want to do in the month. Really, you could do whatever you wanted. And I'll just erase my lines here. And then again, to draw the little pumpkin, if you want it, I'll show you how. Just 2 lines here. I love this little pumpkin doodle. It's so easy. And then some little lines. And some leaves. And then, there's my brown. Use a brown here. And you can just color it in. Give it a little bit of shadow. Boom. There you go. So there is our October mood tracker. And look at how cute that looks. And we really didn't do anything. Oh, let me turn that down. We really didn't do anything particularly hard. We just did a little doodle. So the next page, oh no, I ripped it. Erasing. Okay, so the next page is actually going to be this habit tracker, but I couldn't fit it all on one page like I did here. So I actually made it 2 separate pages, but it's still gonna be the same thing. Now I'm not gonna lie, this one does take a little bit of time just because you have to write all these little dots, but it's still kind of fun. So again, on this side is where I want to write my gratitudes. So I started from 31, worked my way up. This is where I want my actual habits that I'm tracking. So I just wanted to make sure that they would fit in there. So I did have 8 on this one, and I could only fit 6, but if I would have went a little higher, I probably could have fit more, but I want to be able to write habit tracker up at the top. So we're going to write habit tracker. And again, we'll just use that cursive. I like to make my layouts kind of match with each other, so I kind of tend to use the, same thing. And then on this side, I'm actually going to write gratitude. I just got done doing these 2 seminars called Leading with Gratitude. There's actually a book that we purchased here for the library. It's not in yet, but and it's called Leading with Gratitude, and one of their recommendations was every day write one thing at least down that you're grateful for. So like a gratitude journal. So I just thought this is really cool. And again, we're gonna go down and we're just gonna number everything. And then once a day, you just maybe probably at the end or maybe at the beginning. I mean, you could say what you're grateful for in general, or maybe you could say what you were grateful for that day. You would just write it in that slot. And I'm not gonna write gonna make a graph or anything. Just gonna leave it like this. I think that's really cool. Well, actually, maybe I'll give it a little more color. There we go. Okay, so back to the habit tracker. So now, I have my 6 habits that I want to track. I kind of like this one because aside from these are like more like kind of graphy, and this is a little more creative. So over there, you know, you're gonna fill it in if you did it, and this is more like you put the days and then you just cross them off as you do them. And I started this with Monday just because I want to do something different. And then up top is where you're going to put your actual habit. So this is going to be breakfast. And this will be taking my vitamins to make sure I stay healthy away from that nasty virus. And if I drank my water for the day, if I did my journaling, if I did my reading, and crochet. And you know, you pick obviously what's best for you. I mean, just because what I'm doing doesn't mean that's what you're doing. So you pick something that's important to you, that you want to keep track of. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pick the colors. So I'm going to go ahead and do green on this one. And if you can see, I put little dots here because I wanted to know where I wanted to start and end. And I found that if you color first and then do the dots, it doesn't bleed as bad. So so that's why I put my, okay, I know Saturday, my little dots, so I knew where to end. So I'm going to take my marker, I'm just going to mark off where I want to start and where I want to stop. I'm going to do the same thing here. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Oh, I went down one too far. Oopsie daisy. Okay. And I'm going to take my yellow. Do the same thing over here. And a lot of times, it doesn't need to be artsy. Your coloring can, you know, do most of the artwork for you. That kind of helps build your artfulness of it. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm just going to make my dots. And I'm not going to do all these because I don't want to bore you guys, but you can see that I'm just making my dots. Okay, so October 1st is a Thursday. And there you have it. And you can go through and make your dots prettier. I did on my first one, but you get the idea. So then as you do your habit for the day, you just cross each one off. And I kind of like this one, just because it's different. Just make sure your dots are in the right spot. Or maybe you'd rather, I have seen somewhere instead of dots, maybe you're gonna write in the number, but I thought the dots were kind of clever. So, and then again, I'm just gonna draw my little pumpkin at the bottom, just to keep going with the theme. I love fall. Fall is my favorite time of year. Halloween is my favorite holiday. And we'll draw the little stem. Give it a little shadow. And there we go. Ta-da! So I started with this, and it kind of worked out as this. And like I said, each day just write whatever you're grateful for. Finish filling out your dots there. Super fun. Okay, then the last one that we're going to do is Oh shoot, I skipped a page again. Oh, you guys didn't remind me to number my page. Okay, we're gonna go back and we're gonna name this one 19. Oh, I didn't circle this. Okay, so 19 is October mood tracker. Okay. Then this will be 20, 21. So I'm actually gonna say 20 is habit tracker, 21 is gratitude tracker. 20, 21. Gratitude tracker and habit tracker. Okay, awesome. So then the next one we're going to do, I skipped a page apparently, is another habit tracker for the month. And this one's a little more graphy, like the last two mood trackers that we did, but again, super simple. So this might be another one where you want to get that ruler out. I, again, used one page on here, but I couldn't get 31 across, so I just decided to make it a 2-pager. So what I did is I started from the end, worked my way in to make sure I had all 31 numbers there. Oops, that one's right in the crease of the book. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I really like making them. It's kind of like a stress relief for me. Okay, so then again, you're gonna go through. So you would obviously want to make your tracker as long as you need for the items that you want to track. So I'm gonna do breakfast. I've seen some that are literally like the entire page long. Vitamins, again, water, journal, reading, walking, cook dinner, crochet, and then gratitude. You know, you could track your sleep, you could track, I don't know, you could track all kinds of things really. And then again, you're just gonna go through and line up your ruler on all your dots and draw that line. As you can see, my lines are not perfect by any means. They're actually kind of horrible, but that's okay. I don't really care. Oh, one more. Because remember, I'm working on not being perfect. Yeah, that's one of my goals during this pandemic, is not worrying about so many things. Because life is hard enough right now, other than worrying about being perfect. So yep, you're gonna make your grid here. See, I'm not worrying about it being perfect. I'm just making those lines. And then again, I'm gonna add a shadow, just because then I can get rid of these little sticker outers at the bottom. This little crease is kind of a pain. There we go. Oh, that one was terrible. And obviously, you're not probably going to be going as fast as me, but if you are, hey, more power to you. Okay, so I'm going to use my thicker Tombow marker again. I'm going to make my little shadow box. So you just make a slanted line, and then a dark line, and then a little line here, and a thick line as well. Might be time to get a new Tombow marker. Marvelous. It's not perfect, but it'll work. Okay. So now we're going to write the month on top. So October. Okay. Then we're going to write, we're going to take our purple and go through with cursive, just because it's cute and it's fun. And then we're going to write habit and tracker right there. Okay, and then again, I'm going to draw my little pumpkin. Sorry if you guys are getting sick of my pumpkins, but they're so cute. Okay, and then the little stem and our vine. We'll go through with the darker. Oh wait, nope. Same color. Oh, let me turn this volume down here. Sorry about that, guys. Forget about my phone sometimes. Okay, and we're gonna add a little shadow. We're almost done, I promise, guys. This isn't gonna be too hard. Okay, add some leaves. All right, and then, you know, you could leave it like this if you want, but I like this little quote here at the bottom. So, don't limit your challenges, and see what just a little bit of color does. And I'm kind of staying, you know, like kind of equal if you can. Challenge your limits. And I really like that for a habit tracker, just because it kind of gives me a little bit of inspiration. And I just draw a little line through here and take my black marker and go over this and block uppercase letters. And there you have it. Oh, I spelled limits wrong. Ha! There we go. Okay, and again, we're going to number, so 22 and 23. And then the other thing I would do once I started filling in, and you kind of probably see it here, is instead of just coloring in black, this just gives it a little more design to color like every other way. I thought that was kind of cool too. So 22 and 23. Obviously, I'm not going to have 2 habit trackers for 1 month, but I just did it for you guys. So there we go. So we're already 23 pages into our bullet journal, and there you have it. So we have a year mood tracker, a monthly mood tracker, habit and gratitude tracker, and then another monthly tracker. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoy. Again, I'd love to see pictures. If you have any questions, let me know, or requests. I will get back to you next video. Thanks, guys.